I'm taking the boys on a hike today, or at least I'm trying to. There are multiple trees down from the ice storm. I kind of just want to climb over it because it guarantees I'll have the trail to myself. We'll stop pulling. We'll see. We did it. I'm so proud. Beazle went under the tree, no problem. Shadow was like, I don't necessarily know about this. Y'all, this trail is fucked. I had to go around a tree up there. This tree's down. That big old tree down over there. I can see that there's more ahead up there that look like they're down. Look, it's just, all of this used to be tree coverage. Downed tree, broken trees, a downed tree. There is a beautiful little bluebird. There's two of them. I thought I had like a glitch in the matrix kind of moment because I saw one of them fly from a tree where I'm standing at now. But no, there's two of them. I love that. They're so beautiful. Well, as I was marveling at the little bluebirds, it turns out there is someone on this trail. Some other brave soul climbed over the trees to come venture out here. It is like one of the only trails in this area. It's really nice though. When I get up here to a bench on the hill, I want to sit down and talk a little bit about what has transpired over the last couple of days, because it has been a very interesting last couple of days. Oh, there's another tree on the trail. Beazle, he doesn't care. Okay, let me get under this tree. I'll come back. So they're too far away for me to get them on video, but the little bluebirds are following me. They are going the exact same direction that we are heading. Just saw them flying through the trees. You know, bluebirds are symbols of hope. They're also symbols of joy and family connection. There they go. Which is real interesting because that is kind of, it is relevant to what I want to talk about whenever I get up on this hill here. Just talk about the last couple of days. The last time I posted a video, I was talking about the emotional neglect that happens within my family and how it has transformed me as a person after so many years of it destroying me. And some really interesting things have transpired over the last couple of days since I posted that video. I went to a open poetry and music open mic night last night and read some of my poetry live for the very first time. But there was some synchronistic things that took place as well. And it's just really wild. I'll get to it. Let me get up here where I'm not moving. We have another tree here. And the interesting thing is, a bluebird just flew across this path. And I don't know if that's a bluebird. No, it doesn't look like a bluebird. I need a GoPro to document the crazy things that I get myself into. I wanted to sit down at the first bench going up this massive hill, but Shadow was like, nah, let's keep on going. Thanks for waiting. Well, this looks safe. You know, just a tree precariously draped over the walking trail. If I die, I die. Dang. Whew. When I decided to go for a hike today, I was not anticipating all of the obstacle course shenanigans. But you know what? We're getting through it. It's a workout. When something blocks your path, you make your own path. You find a way. Like Beazle does. Seriously, there are just down trees everywhere. The ice storm fucked this trail. Like, I haven't even recorded all that I've been going over. Like, look at that. But there's no going back now. I gotta get through it. Oh my god. Look at that. That is absolutely crazy. Okay. Alright, I gotta cut this off because I'm gonna have to help Shadow. Well, I'm not gonna be able to get over that one. There's a bench right there. This will be one I'll have to go around. It just gets worse the deeper I go. Oh my god. Am I crazy? Maybe just a little. Well, we made it past that tree. But now we got this one up here. Oh my gosh. We are probably halfway through the trail. If this does not represent my life, I don't know what does. I want to talk to you guys about what's been going on, but I'm going to get through this trail first and I'll just talk about it in the car afterwards. So just enjoy the footage of this fucked up hiking trail, I guess. Oh my god, we did it. It took a minute and it took getting off the trail, but we did it. There's another down tree. That southern ice, you guys, it's no joke. Made it to the clearing. So going down this hill is our home stretch. And then we just gotta backtrack a little through the first half of the trail, which had the least amount of obstacles and some of the easiest obstacles to cross. Beazle, come on! The dogs are over this. As am I. Ready to be back at the car. Luckily for me and the dogs. Definitely the dogs. Look, there goes the bluebird. Oh my god, I don't know if you were able to see it, but I told you, like, these birds have been following me. Where'd he go? I would love to zoom in on him. But luckily, this last portion of the trail does not, oh, there he goes. He's too far away for my camera to pick up. This last portion of the trail, luckily, does not seem to be too bad. Actually, I think that one little piece that we just traversed might be the only tree down over this path, which is really nice. And I hear voices, and I'm wondering if they're on the road or if they are about to try to do this trail like I did. I'm going to warn them against it. Try to save them the trouble that I just went through. But, oh, nope, they're coming this way. Anyway, I will see you guys back at the car. We survived. We made it back to the car, and I have never been so happy to be done with a hike in my life. That was rough. Like, really rough. So, like I was saying, the last time I posted a video, I was talking about how difficult it's been going through my mom's murder without any kind of support from my family. And I've had friends that have supported me, but it's difficult because they have no idea what it's like, what I'm going through. And my family has demonized me this entire time. It's what they've done my whole life. Emotional neglect has just become a part of my life since my childhood. And I've been learning how to not neglect my own feelings because of it. And it's taught me how to love myself. Well, the last couple of days have been really interesting. I went to a poetry night last night, and on yesterday, last year, the same date, last year, I had gone to a fuck Valentine's, fuck love, anti-Valentine's Day drum and bass show. Because I was trying to get over all of the pain that I was experiencing from a very toxic relationship that was not good for me coming to an end. I was trying to get this partner off of my mind that made me feel like I was unworthy, I was insignificant, that my experiences, my feelings, and my story do not matter. I pretty much gave up on myself throughout 2025. It was just this struggle back and forth of believing in myself and believing that someone out there will care, versus hearing his voice in my head telling me no one cares all the time. Well, big change because I went to this poetry thing. You know, I went from running away from how I feel and feeling like no one cares to taking the chance at putting myself into a spotlight to tell my story, believing that someone out there has to care. And I didn't even plan to read a poem about my mom. I had originally planned on reading a poem that I titled How to Heal, about the world, and then another poem called The Problem Becomes the Solution, which is about my childhood trauma and learning how to empower myself. But as I got closer to the venue, I just had this intuitive feeling that I should read my dinner time poem about my mom and justice. It's also windy. I really hope you guys can't hear that. I will roll up my window so the wind does not affect anything. Can't go on living this way. This song sums up my childhood. Can't go on living this way. Nothing's on. Right. How relevant to what I'm talking about, because I have been talking about what's going on with my mom's murder because I know that something is not right. I know my family, I recognize patterns, and I have documentation of lies, which I'm working on putting something together with that for you guys. I've been doing some investigative journalism. But anyway, as I got closer to this poetry meetup, I just had this feeling that I should read Dinner Time about my mom and how I am going to be a bringer of justice. And it's just really interesting because as I was watching other people and listening to other people's stories, like there was this one guy who, his name's John Lipshaw. You can actually find him on YouTube. I will link down in the comments, and you can find him on Instagram. But he sang songs about how can you be real when you're on an ego trip, and about how, like, if you're on an ego trip, get the fuck away from me.
Your ego trip, I'm fucking sick of it. Your ego trip, I'm fucking sick of it.
and it's so accurate to how I've been feeling. He also sang this song about the man.
Okay, do you want something more lighthearted or something like the last song?
Last song.
Yeah, last
Okay.
song.
Yeah.
What was that?
Nothing lighthearted.
I think we're all sick of toxic positivity.
Yeah, I agree. Were the brainwashing you see on your screen? Were the propaganda you're expected to believe will make you our bitch no matter how much you achieve? Were the man with a plan for you? Were corporate America and the government too?
Which I have been very vocal on my YouTube channel about how I think and feel about what is going on within the United States. There was also this other man that talked to me who goes by the Fisher of Men.
So I'm Fisher of Men. I go by that, but it's also the name of the piece I'm getting ready to do. So it's like my signature piece. It was given to me after a 28-year run in addiction to meth. I sold meth. I have a string of felony distribution charges. I have violent crime. I have assault charges. You name it, I've got it. Been in prison, the whole thing. I don't really look like it, but I'm a pastor now. I live in a house with about 30 guys, and I teach and counsel, and I help guys get out of addiction.
He talks about how it came to him in a dream, like his life purpose came to him within a dream.
And this thing gets in my head, and it's about a man who falls to sleep to a dripping faucet. And he dreams that he's fishing for the souls of men. But it's only the big ones he's getting. And it's the little lost ones that he's wanting. And so on his looms, he begins to spin finer and finer nets to catch the little souls.
And that's part of why I'm doing all of this, because I saw that there will be multiple arrests in a dream. I saw that I am the key to bringing justice to all of these people that are connected to my mom's murder in various ways, whether or not they're like responsible for the murder itself, or if it's just their involvement in the financial fraud of several $1 million. They're still connected to it. And I am the missing piece. I have even been told this in other dreams that, tell your story. You're meant to be known. The only missing piece is you. But I kind of lost myself within that last relationship. But here, things are coming full circle a year later because everything cycles back. There was this woman who came in and signed up after me, but she told the man hosting that she couldn't go last. And I'll be honest, I originally felt some type of way about this. I was just like, okay, what makes her so special to where she doesn't have to go last? But I recognize her spiritual connection, and I wonder if she had this intuitive feeling, if she knew, because I'm very grateful that she went before me. In her first piece, she talks about faith and spirit moving and working through her.
And I wrote this poem to emphasize that I need you in my life, because I want my life to be a direct reflection of your light. And I will write for you and stand right beside you for the rest of my life. And I wrote this poem on a tablet from the tablet of my heart, and it's signed, sealed, and delivered from yours truly. God, I need you here to work through me so that I'll continue to do this to me, and I pray.
Everything that I'm doing right now, I am just a passenger, and spirit is in the driver's seat. Everything that I'm doing is about what is right. It is not about my comfort. Because nothing about what I am doing is comfortable. Nothing about what I am talking about is comfortable. It is hard. Putting myself out here to be judged and criticized is hard. And then her second piece was about the thorn becoming your power.
The second piece, this is the piece that's really, really old, but I want the world to hear this piece. I might cry. It is called Power in the Thorn. Do you all follow?
Yeah.
Power in the thorn. Everybody has a thorn. I don't know what yours is. I know what mine is. So here we go. This thorn in my side has caused so much pain. I've done everything I could. I pulled, I tugged, I tried to yank it out, but what I did, it just didn't do me any good. So I went to my friends and doctors just to try to find some kind of remedy. But it seemed like that thorn had only gotten worse and plunged deeper inside of me. So with a humble heart, I went to God in hopes that he would heal. But he denied my request and he said he knows best and just let him do his will. So I went about my life and I acted as if the thorn wasn't there. I carried a smile, but on the inside I was torn beyond repair. I saw all my friends and loved ones move without me in their lives. This had me feeling so broken and numb on the inside. So once again I went to God and I said, please remove this thorn from my side. But he said no, and that I would know all the reasons by and by. This had me feeling lost, and I wondered, what is there left to do? I felt like God had left me alone just to try to make it through. Self-pity sank in, and I drank in that sin as bitterness filled my cup. Suicide started looking attractive to me. I just wanted to die and give everything up. But in spite of me, the blood of Jesus came rushing through my mind. So I decided I was going to hit my knees and pray to God just this one last time. I said, God, please remove this thorn from my side because it hurts. But he said no, and it was time for me to know exactly how the thorn is supposed to work. He said that I was chosen for his purpose and his reason. He said that he was going to make me whole to bear fruit in my season. He said that thorn was never designed to hurt, harm, or destroy. He said that if I nurtured it, one day it's going to bring me joy. That thorn was by your side when you had nothing or no one else. That thorn's going to be the reason you go and bless somebody else. And when you get discouraged just because things don't go as planned, remember the friend you have in Jesus. Talk to him. He'll understand. You have a thorn, but you're not the thorn, and you're the one I chose. And even though the world only sees your thorn, what I made was a beautiful rose. Y'all stay blessed.
I cried. I had chills the whole time she was speaking because my childhood trauma, what happened to my mom, that is my thorn. People thinking I'm crazy, that is my thorn. But they don't understand that that is exactly why I am as powerful as I am. People think power is money and sex, possessions, status in this world. No. Do you know what true power is? Do you know what real power is? Real power is empowering others. Real power is knowing who you are and being able to stand up for what you believe to be right without the need to be validated by anybody else. Real power is being comfortable, standing alone, even against oppression. Real power is truth. It's not money. It's not control over others. It's not status. It's not items. It's not sex. It's authenticity and it's truth. After her piece, I was super nervous going on stage. I was just like, how do I even follow up with that? People were kind of talking over me at the very beginning, which I also should have just waited a minute to start, but I was so nervous, I just kind of rushed into starting. But as I went on, people got quiet. And then people started having a response to the things that I was saying.
Open your eyes. Stop believing oppressors' lies. They always ask, what would Jesus do? Remember the truth. He lives within you. Enough with their divisive labels. Let's follow his lead and start flipping some fucking tables.
Yeah.
I really felt like people were feeling me and seeing me. And then I got to the dinner time poem.
My spiritual awakening journey and my healing journey took place due to the murder of my mother back in August of 2022. And I have uncovered evidence that I believe my family is involved, but the police will not take me seriously, so writing has been my outlet. This poem is called Dinner Time. It's what's for dinner. Mom would post after she went away, like an invitation to grab a plate. How alone she must have felt at the end of each day. It's what's for dinner. She cooked under a desert sky. Oh, what I'd give for a bowl of chicken and dumplings. I can make them myself, but I miss hers on days that I'm sick or when I cry. It's what's for dinner, but my table now sits empty, except for her ghost, hungry for justice, starved for the truth, the feast we both crave the most. It's what's for dinner. I'm the chef in the kitchen now. I'll feed those responsible a spicy, bittersweet dish they bought the ingredients for me to make. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day, this I vow. It's what's for dinner. Justice for Karen Francis Brown.
I started crying during it, but the woman who read the Thorn poem, she goes by Live because she's just live in spirit. She's present in the moment. I love it. She gave me a hug afterwards. Absolutely. I felt everything in her soul. The spirit's flowing through, and I felt it. I had chills.
Incredible.
My phone woke me up too. We both have this divine spark, this calling within us, and we are chosen as vessels. It's not about us. It's about God's will. It's about ushering in righteousness in a planet that is built upon corruption and manipulation. I had a friend tell me that he's not going to speak out about things because he doesn't want to put a target on his back. My response to that is, I don't kneel to false kings. I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. He says we're fucked. I don't see us as fucked. I see this as an opportunity to revolutionize, an opportunity to break free from the chains that have been binding humanity. I see this as the opportunity for us to liberate ourselves, and liberation comes at a cost. It is not about being fearful of having a target on your back. It is not about your comfort zone or your safety. It's about doing what's right for the good of the collective. And that is what I am trying to do with exposing my family, exposing police negligence.
There's financial fraud with about $2 million surrounding my mother's death that the police refused to investigate.
Well, yeah, you think the police were involved?
Yeah, I think there's corruption.
Okay. I think those stories are interesting. And
Yeah.
It's too bad there's not justice, but I feel like it happens so much.
It does. I've been in contact with multiple other victims whose family members' cases are not being taken seriously by the police. It's really common.
Yeah, because they just want to get the case closed as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I'm coming for them. And it's not about me. It's about what's right. And it's about what God wants. There was a woman that sang a song afterwards, and the song had Godspeed in it, and she's singing about dreams.
Oh, my love will fly to you each night on angel's wings.
like I said, I'm doing this because I've had visions within my dreams. Stop! Hey, come on. Beazle. My little demon child. Beazle, hey, come on. And it just felt like a message from my mom, because I communicate with my mom in my dreams. It felt like she was telling me that I did a good job, that I'm making progress, that I'm making bold moves, and what has been a nightmare is going to become a sweet dream for me. The thorn is my power. The whole Godspeed thing, when I talk about things circling back around, my ex, the one that just completely destroyed me mentally, telling me no one cares, I know how people are, no one cares. He kept saying Godspeed to me, so I was just like, oh, the irony. And it's just, we find ourselves in these shitty relationships because they're meant to teach us lessons. And I am grateful I dated him, even if he really hurt me and has no remorse or empathy for what he did, how he treated me, because thanks to him, I see clearly now. I recognize the patterns more than I did before. It all happens for a reason. And the suffering is what you make of it. We are given the tools to achieve anything that we desire in our lives or to become, but the thing is, the tools do not look valuable. The tools are often disguised as these heavy burdens within our lives. My entire life, ever since I was a child, I have dreamed of having a powerful voice in this world. I have dreamed of being seen and being known. And what has that looked like for me? Well, it has looked like religious trauma. It has looked like narcissistic abuse, forcing me to be silent through fear and coercion. It has looked like emotional neglect. But the thing is, all of that hatred towards me and my existence was the gift, because it gave me the courage, the self-love to build a powerful voice, to stand on my own, to not give a fuck about what anyone has to say or think about me. And I have become the person that the little girl that I was always dreamed of. And I'm just getting started. No more enabling abuse by looking the other way or by being quiet. I'm coming for it. We do not change the world without acknowledging the darkness within it. And I have had to take a long, hard look at the darkness within myself. Stop. And by doing that, come on, these people have dogs. We saw them trying to do the trail earlier. But by looking at the darkness within myself, I have learned how to heal it, how to integrate it. And now it is time to shine a light on the darkness within the world. Oh my God, Beazle, please stop. Anyway, this is long. It's going to be even longer when I add all of this fucked up trail footage. But I have a busy week ahead of me because I have a deadline of next Tuesday. I normally post podcast episodes on Tuesdays, but I didn't last week because I was focusing on some self-care. I am not posting one today either because I am working on this video that I have a deadline for of next week. I'm looking at the bigger picture versus worrying about the small picture. I want to stay consistent with posting, but there is something more important that I need to focus on right now than writing and recording a podcast script about us moving into the year of the fire horse like I had planned. The year of the snake is ending. We've seen what we need to be shedding. The question is, what are we going to do about it? How are we going to move forward? Year of the fire horse, which begins on the 17th, by the way, with a solar eclipse and a new moon. So it's a good time to set intentions. This year is about fiery, passionate, rapid movement forward. Are we burning it down just to destroy? Or are we burning it down to create richer soil to grow something beautiful? Rage is sacred, but it's all about how you utilize it. Don't let someone tell you that your anger is invalid, but find a way to use that anger to push you forward instead of to destroy and hold you back. It can be a powerful tool of creation. And I highly recommend everybody start thinking about what it is they want to be creating in this world and what they would like to see created on a collective scale, and realize that whatever gets created on a collective scale starts with what you as an individual want to create. Anyway, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, night, week, month, year, and life. Be curious, question everything. Most of all, stay sweet, honeybee, and sting where it counts.